investors. My name is Diana Zueva and I'm a business assistant for international communication at Vera Fund. Today we are going to talk about the real estate market in Georgia, Batumi. All questions will be answered by the owner of TSURKAVA Property, David Tsurkava. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Diana.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
David, before we start talking about the real estate here in Batumi, please tell me briefly your story. How you started your business and why you decided to choose real estate.
Yeah, okay. So I was not choosing, I was not examining any real estate before started. It just was casual. I have a short but interesting story. Like me and my wife, 12 years ago we arrived to Batumi and there was a big changes in here, lots of new reforms and everything was developing so fast. Our first job was we just were photographers, just making some pictures on boulevard for tourists, making some tattoos for tourists as well. And I was playing with the real estate because it's easy to start this job. You don't need to make any investment on that. Just your fits, cell phone and maybe a photo camera. And my first deal was I just rented apartment for $300 and I get that commission, which was 1 month, like $300 I put in my pocket and I said, okay, why not? It's good money, nice cash. And I just start to make it more seriously and we earned some money to make more, to go more further. So we decided, okay, what we're gonna do? We're gonna buy apartment with leasement, or we just buy an office for ourselves. And we make a decision to take an office, and we were living in here in a separate room. It's a 3-room office. Slowly paying our credit and making some real estate business, but it was of course difficult for us to find a team. Because everybody who knows this business a little bit in Georgia, they work for themselves and it's very uncommon and that they're gonna work with you. So I built a team with 12 people and there was a success because by that time there was a construction boom starting in Georgia and we were ready to receive all these clients and work with them. Plus we made the first website of real estate in Georgia. 12 years ago there was no website about that and there was a success. We get lots of leads and lots of sales and we are one of the most company who sold more than ever anyone in real estate in Batumi till today. So our losing always was like, we sell like crazy, let's sell everything, let's sell. And when the construction building started to develop, we were just in right time, in right place, and we catch the wave. So I'm happy that it was spontaneous decision to start this business, and we are developing now. We have a more strategy for more develop. We bought another office now in Porta Tower, which is just straight with a sea view. So next time you come, you're gonna sit with us in a much better view office. And we have now like 12 persons working in this office and 16 persons working online for now, and they're waiting when we just open the second office, and it's quite big team for small Batumi. Yeah.
Did you know it's an incredible story?
Yeah.
How you started your business.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yes. And tell me please why you decided to give this name to your company, the same as your surname.
Yeah, it's not because I love myself that much, but of course, yeah, a little bit, but not because of that. We were named Batumi Realtor first. Because Batumi and Realtor is 2 simple words to remember, and this was quite successful name for a company, but it's not patented, and I can't protect my rights on this name, and every second person calls his agency nearly like that. Some of them calls it Realtor Batumi, and some of real estate agencies calling themselves Batumi Realtor as well. And I decided to name my company with my name because every second person who is coming here, they say, I'm at Tsurkava's office, I'm with Tsurkava now, and they don't call me by name. They call me by surname every time. So I decided, all right, okay, let's name company TSURKAVA Property because everybody knows me. I have nothing to hide. I'm an honest guy. And this is why it's like self-brand as well. It works gives some trust to people. And I changed the logo for my face, like KFC. And yeah, I think it's a good idea. Yeah.
Really good, yes. Really good. So now let's talk about real estate. What is in high demand? I mean, commercial properties or properties for living.
Yeah, everything is in a high demand right now because Batumi developing. Who knows Batumi a little bit more, they know that phenomenon of Batumi, they call it. It's Batumi miracle because like in 90s there was lots of corruption in here and there was impossible to make any kind of business. If the guy like me would try to open the office, he would be destroyed immediately because there were too many people to pay for that. And first of all, the first step of developing of Georgia was famous reforms which new government made, and all criminals went to jail, and Batumi became one of the most safest place in the world. We were taking the second place of safety. The first was Abu Dhabi, the second was Georgia, the third was Qatar. Now we're on the 6th place. It's changing sometimes, but we're still one of the safest country. The second step of the government, they said they sit for the round table and they made a plan of developing tourism in Georgia for next 10-15 years. And one of the plan is that they just killed corruption. In Georgia, you can't give any tips, let's say, to policemen. If they stop you, you go to jail immediately for 10 years. You can still, even for stealing the phone, you're going to jail for 10 years. And such rules decriminalized Georgia, and which gave green light to investors. Because investors, first of all, when they invest lots of money to a country, they choose safety first. And when they see that the city is developing, when the government is on the side of the investors, when they do everything to develop their country, when they love their country, they come here. So one of the second steps were that our government gave symbolic price for land plots to the world brands hotels, let's say like Radisson or Hilton or Sheraton. They just could buy the land on the best place for symbolic $1 price per square meter. That was our government's investment of our lands for developing the city. So when such brands like that they came, then after them Donald Trump came to Georgia. He invested as well, and he were just building the Silk Tower and lots of famous developers. So the third step of our government was that they opened the casinos on the brand hotels. It has separate entrance. And around us, all the neighbor countries, they don't have casinos. So which Georgia now is booming on Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays, even more than 9,000 Turkish people coming across the board just to gamble in our casino, which is good for tourism. And it's not it was bad for locals because some of locals were playing casino as well, but now our government changed a little bit. So if one of your local relatives plays casino, you can forbidden him, how to say, you can put him on blacklist. And he will never play. Yeah, if my wife starts to play casino, I can put her on blacklist and she will never go to casino again. But me and my wife, we both like to go and visit it because it's all inclusive. We just you can play for $10 and you can have all inclusive, drink whiskey as much you want. So it's good fun. Also. The strategy was to bring as much more singers and make lots of events in Georgia, and all this start to booming. That's why now we have construction boom as well. So first of all, when a construction boom started, there were very popular luxury apartments for sale. This is normal, this is first step. But as tourism started to develop, and Georgia visit more than 10 million tourists in 1 year, our government understood that we need to have lots of rooms. which we didn't have. There was secondary market, which is not ready to receive guests with a good quality they need. And the brand hotels like Sheraton's or Hilton, they don't have much enough rooms. Maybe one Radisson has 160, 300 rooms, but we need more than 80,000. So our developers, local developers, they start to travel around the world, and they find out that now it's nice, good trend to build hotel type apartments. They are small size, 33 square meters, has a small kitchen, fully furnished, plus operating company like reception down there. And they became very popular because investors, they can buy small apartment on the first line with a good price, rent it or sell it later more expensively for 40%. Hotel type apartments, they're easy to buy, easy to rent, easy to sell. And they're in very high demand. Even on the beginning stage of the construction, when the construction company building 2,000 rooms, they were sold out in like 4 or 5 months. So these other developers take example of it, and now the whole first line is made for tourism, and even on the first line it's forbidden to build just a residential apartments. It has to be a hotel type with reception and so on. So most in high demand now in Georgia, apartments with which are hotel type.
Hotel type.
Yes, hotel type apartments. Because most of our buyers there, by the way, we have investors more than from 90 countries. Yes, because Georgia made everything possible for that. Like people from more than 90 countries can come to Georgia without any visa. And you can, you have visa like for 365 days. And if you want to make it longer, you just can cross the board with Turkey, which is like 17 kilometers from Batumi, and go back. And it's refreshed for 1 more year. Or we have a cheap air flights from Caucasus airport to more than 18 destinations. You can visit Europe for only 20-30 euros. And if you want to make your visa longer, you have to pass the board. Why not just to visit Europe, by the way? So this is why Georgian government made everything possible that lots of investors came to Georgia without any issues and stayed here without any issues. And if you're buying the property which is cost like $100,000, you can get the stay permit as well, which you don't even need it, but you can have it, which is also good. So I mean, like we just like green light for all investors. Plus, when they come, they see that there is no criminal, there is no corruption, there is lots of nice hotel brands, there is casino, there is developing, there is events, nice cheap food, nice people, good weather, sea, mountains, ski resorts, and I think there is so many pluses that the city sells itself. It doesn't even have to have lots of advertisement. But plus, when the government makes a good advertisement on it, it's booming. That's why it's booming. Also, we take the second place on ease of making business. And if you just...
May I ask you about investors?
Yeah.
Who are your main investors in Georgia?
Yeah, well, first of all, this is our close countries like Russia, Ukraine, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Turkey, and then there goes other countries. Yeah, so mostly investors, they were like from Russia and Ukraine, but it's changing. Sometimes there are most investors coming from Iran. And now there is trend, lots of Chinese investors come to Georgia. And they're always changing, but mostly it was Russian and Ukraine.
Russian, Ukraine.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, it's quite easy to start your own business here.
It's more than easy. It's like to go to cafe. You just can open your company like within 2 hours, and in the evening it will be already improved, and you can start your business. It's very easy, and it was not like that before. But now it's like that. Also, if you're buying an apartment, you can put it on your name, like also within half an hour in public register. Our government built nice with the spaceship forms, public registers, and you can go there, sign the local contract, and the property will be yours by the same evening. If you pay a little bit extra, like $50, but if you wait for 4 days, it will be ready in 4 days.
And if you want to build, is it difficult to get a permission for building?
No. I know lots of developers, and they didn't have any issues by getting this permission. Some of our developers, which in Batumi is more like hundreds of developing company, and most of them are locals. Plus each company has like 5-7 projects, and they're growing and growing, taking more lands. They buy lands like crazy, you know. There is a big hunting for the free spaces. And some of my friends, they were trying to make the same business in the different countries. I won't say the name of the country. They went there and they say, all right, I want to buy that land. Okay, you have paid to him, to them. And that's why he said, oh my God, what the price I should pay for the square meter then? Very high, because I have to pay so many corrupt money, and this is not the guarantee. This is that all. Then don't give you any guarantees that when you be nearly finished, the other institutes come and ask money from you as well. That's why in such countries, square meter of apartment is more expensive. That's why in Georgia it's very cheap, because there is no corruption. I mean, you can buy cheap land, build with its own price, and not putting any extra, because you don't have to pay any corruption money. This is also works, and prices are growing as well. Like, let's say on the beginning stage of the construction, when on the first line, like 10 years ago, you could buy apartment for $650 per square meter, and in 2-3 years time, their price will already triple. And now it starts from $2,500 per square meter. But before reforms, 3-room apartment in Georgia you could buy for $5,000. Yes, but today it's already, was long time ago.
David, and what about taxes here?
There is no tax for buying apartment in Georgia at all. Yes, but I'm not sure. I heard that if you own lots of apartments, maybe there is some kind of 1% you're paying to the government. But mostly, yeah, of course, when you're buying the apartment, you don't pay any taxes on that. And if you're a seller, you're also not paying taxes. Unless you bought it, let's say, yesterday, and before you sell it for 2 years, in this extra price you're putting on the property, let's say $10,000, from this $10,000 you will pay 20% to the government. But if the 2 years has been passed, then you don't pay it. Yeah.
Okay. David, and if you're renting your apartment or your commercial office, should you pay some taxes in this case?
Government wants to develop the tourism. That's why they made some good discount on that, and they put it only 5%.
Only 5%?
Yes, 5% you're paying to the government when you're renting your apartment.
Per month?
Well, from your income.
From your income. Okay.
Yeah, by the way, if you put on your income that like you paid that for electricity, that for new sofa and so on, it will be minused on your income.
Okay. What else? What else we should discuss with you? Do you know some great projects that are going to be realized in Georgia?
Yeah. Well, it's always, nearly every day we have some great projects, and they already automatically, before we were saying like wow to each of them, now we just like common. But our government announced now like Palm Island, which gonna be like in Dubai, in Georgia as well, in Batumi. But we still have lots of places to go to build. But this is one of the more biggest project which been announced by our government like a couple months ago.
Okay. And one more question that our investors might be interested in. It's permission for living.
Yeah, I mean, like, first of all, just you coming to Georgia and you have such a long stay permit here, like for 1 year, you don't even need any permission, nothing. Yeah, but you can stay, you still can get stay permission if you invest in property which cost around $100,000. Before it was, the limit was $30,000, but then government increased it a little bit till $100,000. So if you have a property which costs $100,000 in Georgia, you will receive your stay permit easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
David, thank you for your time. Thank you for our interview.
You're welcome, but there was really shorter in English than in Russian, but it's okay.
David, please tell me briefly where we are and why this district is so popular.
So we are now in one of my favorite region and one of the popular region in Batumi. It's all territory of the old boulevard, one of the prestigious area in here. So, and I got my own apartment in that building, which is Porta Tower, and I'm happy to have it here. It's like my small island of prestigious place in Batumi. And living here is just a pleasure. I mean, when you're young, when you're old, if you're with kids or not, whatever, it's like living in a national park. And all high quality branded hotels are here as well, casinos. You don't need even to have a transport in here because you're just going down from your apartment with the shorts, jump to the sea. If you want to go gamble in casino, here we go. Or you just take the little scooter and ride along the boulevard, which is like 7 kilometers long. So you can, it's like little Miami Beach, you know, and some people say it's even better.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And what's the price per square meter in
The
this
price is
apartment?
on the beginning stage of the construction, it was like $1,200 per square meter. Now it's not less than $2,500 per square meter, but it's still cheap, too cheap for that place. It will be much more high, minimum double soon. The building is already over. This is the most highly rented apartments in here as well. Buyers, investors, they don't ask for the price. They ask what you got available and they buy immediately. If it's available, yes.
It's amazing.
So, plus on opposite of this building, there will be new city. It's Silk Road company is building it. There will be about 7 high-street buildings, and here we go. We're just living on the boulevard. Yeah.
And is it possible to pay in cash here?
Yeah, sure. We love cash.
So you shouldn't prove your money.
No, of course, no. You just pay cash and nobody cares where you get it from.
So it's one more the reason why you should invest in Batumi and buy your property here.
Yeah. Okay, now we are on the 27th floor of this building and in one of the most expensive apartments because it's high. Normally in Georgia, as high you go, then more you pay. So the price of the square meter here, totally furnished with all repairment, is $3,200 per square meter. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we have like nice, great city view, one of the best city views. It's much more cooler at night and all the sunsets you can see perfectly. And you're just going down with your shorts and jump into the sea. It's very greatest location. And of course you can buy this apartment for cash. Yeah, this is the dream of the old ladies, nice big huge kitchen island. Yes, so just imagine yourself staying here, frying your morning eggs and watching to that view. It's a good life. So this
place, this building, is very popular among locals and foreigners as well. Why is it so? Why this building in high demand? Because here we can have a lot of small apartments, up to 44 square meters, which means you can buy it, you can sell it, and it doesn't mean that you should have a lot of money for it. So that's why.
Easy to buy, easy to sell.
David, thank your time. Thank you for an amazing excursion to this building, to this apartment. I wish you prosperity and all the best.
Thanks a lot.
And it's a small present from our company.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.